Hello, everyone. Well, it's so nearly Christmas, only a few more days to go now. And we've been thinking about different parts of the Christmas story over the last few weeks. And today, Mary is going to bring you the whole story. So here's Mary with the Christmas story.
Hello. Well, we're nearly at Christmas Day, aren't we? I'm sure that you've been making lots of preparations, lots of things getting ready in your house. Your family probably been quite busy getting ready to celebrate Christmas Day, nearly here. Well, I've been busy too. You can see I've been making Christmas crackers for our Christmas dinner time, and I've been buying my favourite crisps and my favourite cake and Christmas pasta, which is stars and Christmas presents and a Christmas tree, which will be lovely to eat. And I've got a Christmas biscuit, and I've got a Christmas pudding ready to go. People have been sending us Christmas cards, and I've been writing Christmas cards to send to people. Got my bag of chocolate coins ready to enjoy. Somebody sent us a parcel. Don't know what it's in there, but a present of some sort, which is very exciting. Maybe the postman's brought you some parcels too that you haven't opened yet. I've got presents wrapped up, ready to give to people. I've got my Santa hat, points. I've got my Christmas stocking, very shiny and ready. Oh, and I've got my Christmas napkins, which say it's the most wonderful time of the year. And it is a wonderful time. But you know, lots of people don't know why we have Christmas. They don't know that it's the day that we remember and celebrate God sending his son, Jesus, to be born on earth to show us how to live and how to love each other and to love God. They don't know. I'm sure you know the story. So I thought this morning, or this afternoon, whenever you're watching this, that we might tell the story together, and you can help me. As I'm sure you know by now, that the story starts with a girl called Mary, same name as me. She was a lot younger though, she was only a teenager. And she was just an ordinary kind of girl, she thought. Until one day she had a visitor, a very special visitor who gave her quite a shock. Because this angel, whose name was, that's right, Gabriel, came and told Mary that she was going to have a very special, a baby, God's special son. And she was going to look after him and bring him up. Well, that was a bit of a surprise to Mary, and she wondered whether she could do that job or not. But she knew in her heart of hearts that if God asked her to do something, he would enable her to do it. And that's what we find today, that if God asks us to do something, then he enables us to do it. So away went Gabriel and left Mary to break the news to her fiancé, Joseph. They were going to get married. Well, what would he think about Mary having God's special baby? So here comes Joseph, that's right. And what did Joseph do for a job? Do we know? Have we got a clue here? As they're having a bit of a cuddle here. Yes, he's got his saw. He was a carpenter, that's right. And he loved Mary very much, and he was very surprised to find that she was going to have God's baby. And he wondered what to do. Should he stay with Mary? Should he leave her to it? What should he do? Fortunately, God sent an angel in a dream to Joseph, and he said, you'll stay with Mary, marry her, look after her, and you're going to help bring up my baby, my special baby. So that's what they did. They got married and they started settling down and looking forward to the baby arriving. You know, what kind of things you need for a baby. Do you know? What kind of things would they need? Yep, they would need clothes and somewhere for the baby to sleep. I think that's probably where the saw came in very useful, because Joseph could make a cot for the baby. But then something else surprising happened. Do you remember? Yes, there came a message from the government saying everybody has to go back to the town where they were born. And Joseph had been born a long way away in Bethlehem. So he and Mary had to go to Bethlehem, that's right. It's a long way to walk, especially when you've got a baby growing inside you. Very long way. Fortunately, I don't know whether it was theirs or whether they managed to borrow a donkey. And so they could put Mary on the donkey, and maybe some of the clothes and the food that they'd taken with them. This poor donkey's tired before it sets out. And off they went on the long road to Bethlehem. Finally, they got there. And then thinking, right, where are we going to stay? We'll just find a room for the night. But you're right. There were no rooms. The hotels were full, the B&Bs were full, the inns were full. There was not a room to be had anywhere, because loads of other people had gone back to Bethlehem to be counted, because the government said so. What on earth were they going to do? Who was going to be kind to them and let them stay? Yeah, you're right. It was the kind innkeeper who said, I don't have any rooms, but I do have a stable. That's right. And here is my stable. You guys stay there. Here is my stable. I've taken the roof off it so you can see inside better. And so Mary and Joseph went inside the stable. It was probably a bit smelly, don't you think? I think they probably put the donkey outside, because there might not have been much room, and they settled down for the night in the straw and the hay around them. Well, during the night, what happened? The baby was born. A beautiful little baby. And Mary wrapped him up in the clothes she'd brought and gave him a cuddle. And they both thought, what an amazing thing had happened. They must have been absolutely exhausted. And so they settled down as best they could in the stable for the night. And out of the blue, hello, hello, we've come to see the baby. Who was that knocking outside the stable? Yeah. You know, don't you? It was the shepherds. Here they are. They'd come to see the baby. Well, how did they know about the baby? Had they had a letter? No, they'd had something even more remarkable, hadn't they? When they were up looking after their sheep. The angels had come and sung to them about the new baby who was born. And all of the shepherds had wanted to go and see the baby. So here they were in the stable looking at God's special son that the angels had told them about. They might even have brought a sheep with them. Wow, what an amazing thing to happen. And I bet Gabriel was there as well, leading the singing perhaps, and so pleased that God's special son, Jesus, had been born, even though it was in a stable. And that is what Christmas is all about. That's what we're celebrating. Jesus God's Son coming to earth to show us how to live and to love. It's very easy when we're doing all the other exciting things and having different things to eat and just generally having a lovely time. It's just easy to forget that this is what Christmas is all about. So let's just pause for a moment and just say a prayer. Jesus, thank you that we can have a lovely time celebrating your birthday. Please help us to remember that it's all about you and the other things are just adds on. Amen. Great. Now, I'm not going to suggest that we start knitting a nativity scene, but it might be quite nice to make our own, I thought. And this is what I've made. And I thought you might like to make too. So can you see Mary? There she is in the middle holding the baby. And there's Joseph with his saw. Here's an angel. And here are some shepherds and a sheep. And they're quite easy to make. You know how I love my cereal packets. Just from things that you've got at home, I'm sure. So what I did was I got a cereal packet and I cut out a triangle, and then I made a circle to be the face and just used a glue stick to stick that on, sort of more or less where the face goes. And I thought this one could be an angel, so I got another triangle, and this time I cut it in down the middle into two pieces, and they make the two wings. Obviously you can add what you like, because I thought it would be useful if the angel had some hands to hold the trumpet or the cymbals or whatever angels play, whatever they need. So just put the hands on like that. But if it's a shepherd, you could give it a crook, give him a crook or her a crook. Or if it's Joseph, you could give him a hammer or a saw or whatever. And then what I did was I just got an ordinary peg and I put some glue on it and I stuck it on the back. Now these ones I've stuck the peg on so it opens at the bottom, so I could peg it onto my piece of wood. But if you put the peg the other way up, then you could make it like bunting. So you could peg them along a piece of ribbon or string, or whatever you've got, along the curtain, whatever. Or another idea would be to not put a peg on at all, but to put a loop of cardboard, another bit of cereal box, on the back, and then you can use them to, like finger puppets, to tell the story of Christmas. I hope you enjoy making these, and I hope they help you to act out and remember the story of that very first Christmas day. Have a lovely celebration and keep Jesus in your heart always. See you next year. Bye.
Well, thank you, Mary, for telling us the Christmas story once again. That was lovely. Well, as I said before, it's only a few more days now till Christmas, and maybe we'll see you later at the Christingle service if you've booked in. And we'd love you to join us at Messy Church on Christmas Eve. That's 3:30 on Zoom. But if you register online, you'll be able to receive your resource bag with everything you need to take part. We always have such a lovely time on Christmas Eve, and it's a lovely way to start Christmas properly. So there's no video next week. We're having a week off, but we'll be back on the 3rd of January. And I just hope you all have a wonderful Christmas, full of peace and joy, and just remember to put Jesus at the centre. Brilliant. See you all soon. Bye.